what is going on, guys? This is the SS Ultimate Goku back with another video, and today I'm going to be doing the review of the OVA once again of Attack on Titan. But this is now, and they have them like in 3 different parts, but now we're officially in the 3rd part of this OVA series now starting up. This is the Lost Girls Wall Simeon Goodbye Part 1. Simia Part 1. This is Attack on Titan episode 16.5A. English dub review. That's the official thing. For the, what do they call these? OADs or whatever? Yeah. But they're called OVAs over here. I don't know. Hey, confusing everybody, but whatever. Just go with it. So, the first part of this, episode, and yeah, so this episode basically covers this basically covers the story of Annie, what was going on while, the secrecy was going on in Season 1. So in Season 1, as we all know, we didn't really know who the female Titan was. Well, we really did know. I knew, but I knew who it was by, like, the freaking first 2 appearances. Like, I was convinced it was Annie based on what I seen of her. I remember that like it was yesterday. But when it wasn't revealed yet, so this was during Season 1. Now, the date that this came out in Japan was back in 2017. And obviously we're getting it now in 2012. So this was around the time, obviously, Season 1 was far over by this point, for us English dub fans as well. When this came out, obviously now we're towards the end of Attack on Titan. Seeing this now is kind of a little diminishing. But nonetheless, this does give into the idea of Annie and what she was going through, and understanding her motivations to what she was doing at the time. Being undercover, basically. So, this episode starts off with Annie. She is having flashbacks. Well, actually, she's dreaming. Not really even a flashback. She's dreaming of, what she and Raina and Bertel basically did to Marco, and how they, like, killed him, basically. So she wakes up and she's having a dream of that, and she's just traumatized from it. She actually shows emotions what we hadn't seen from her in Season 1. Trying to base this off of how we would have viewed this episode back when we should have seen it is very, 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 very difficult. Because we got this episode way too late. for the English dub here, since this is an English dub channel and we only watch English dub anime. Um, so yeah. So basically, Annie is on her day off, and she's with her roommate, who's actually in a dress. Um, you know, she's in a dress. It's kind of interesting since we don't normally really see that many of the characters, the soldiers, actually dressing up. So I thought this was kind of interesting to seeing the way that these people operate on their day off from work, um, which we don't really get to see in the main series. So we see Annie's roommate actually dressing up, and she basically wants her to do something for her as a favor because she owed her one, basically. And that was to basically help find this missing person named Carly, who was missing for about 10 days. She agrees to do this because she doesn't tell her this, but because she wants to keep herself focused and not have to, worry about other stuff. Thinking about, what she did. So Annie then visits Carly's father, and he talks about how she was in chemistry and she graduated from that, and she hasn't got a job from that. He's got a failing business, but he's still got a lot of money. Doesn't want to pay detectives off because he doesn't know if he can trust them, and just thinks that they'll just gouge him for more money and not actually find anything. This is the third person that he has. The detective has got it, and she basically was honest with him that she just got it this morning. But he eventually figures out by looking at her in the eye that he can trust her. So he gives all the information that he has, and Annie also figures out that he's hiding something, but he knows that she's hiding something. Like, they kind of have that type of contact with one another. Because Annie, again, is suspecting that he's withholding information. She goes to this saloon bar, and asks the bartender if she had seen this person. Says she can't say. Tries to kind of bribe her, but it was not about, or bribe him, but it was not more about that. It was about getting a drink. He notices that in the meantime that there were people that were actually she notices that there were people that were like using illegal drugs or whatever, and then she uses that as basically a ticket to basically interrogate them about what they knew about Carly. And so they gave them a dress. Annie gets the one guy into a Kimura lock, and I think cracks his arm, and then beats the other people down because they didn't want to talk. Eventually they do talk, and they talk about the female, where she might be. Then the bartender basically says, "Oh yeah, I know where they are," or I don't know where the location is, but I know who the person is. And he was like, "Why didn't you say this before?" And he was like, I get a lot of information and whatnot. You'd be surprised. So she ends up going to this place where taxi takes her to this underground area that they don't really patrol anymore, and she basically, can you stay here? And he was like, don't you know? And she basically says, you know, yeah, this is the place where uh, the underground people are or whatever. And he basically said, well, if you know that information, then you know exactly what my answer is. And then we cut away to an illegal, I guess, barbecue. And Annie basically says that she'll not do anything about that. Also, I should say, during the bar saloon, Annie also healed the guy that he appeared to broke the arm on with the Kimura lock. I should put that out too. But also, um, she basically says that she'll waive off this whole illegal barbecue, if they give it the information about where the I guess boyfriend of Carly is staying at, or where his address is. They didn't want to say anything, but then after, when the one guy got his ass beat by Annie, they basically give the information. She basically then goes into the house because the house looks abandoned. The door is kind of open. Keep keep in mind, it had been technically 12 days, according to the father, but he didn't report it until 10 for this Carly person. She gets into the door. She's asking about information. No one's there. So then Annie looks around, and she eventually goes on, or checks under the bed, and she sees a female there who appears to be like not capacitated or whatever, because she found a large quantity of illegal drugs in there, but then she finds the body under the bed, and most likely the person is dead, or at least she appears to be on her deathbed, if that's the case. And there's a bunch of commotion outside, and seems to be like the boyfriend's right there or something like that. She's like all concerned about it, and then Annie just charges at the door, and that's how the episode ends. To be continued. There was also a special Annie ending credits animation thing as well that they did. Also, for the public disclaimer, and quote was the Strohel district, quote, a city at the east part of Walsilian. In the back street are bars and such, where mutual lobbyer gathers, which results in a disorderly atmosphere, end quote. So yeah, very, very disorderly, and nonetheless, this is the results. Someone possibly dead, and a person at large, and Annie being detective right now about it all on her day off, might I add. So yeah, that is part one, I guess, because obviously the second, I guess part two will contain a continuation of this, so it will be more about Annie. And then after that, I don't exactly know what the third episode will contain, if it will be another episode of Annie or if it will be someone else. But very good, interesting episode. And definitely shows more light of Annie's emotions, because we don't really seen that much in the first season. And again, into the contents of when this came out, this was I think this was around when season 2 came out for the dub, if I'm not mistaken. So, or close to it. So definitely shows that for people that in the contents of when it came out, of when we probably should have seen this episode, um, it does shed more light on Annie, which we hadn't seen before. Um, this had to have been after season 2 when this came out, because they already revealed that they killed Marco, and we didn't know about Rhina and Berto until towards the end of season 2. So that's probably when this came out. I don't have the years in front of me, so I'm not gonna check on it, but I'm just gonna assume that. But nonetheless, pretty good episode. Very interesting to see what happens for part 2. But yeah, make sure that's the review. Comment, rate. If you're watching this for the first time, make sure to subscribe for all the latest contents. And hit that bell for the latest contents then as well when a video pops up. And yeah, guys, that is about it. I am the Essence Ultimate Goku Maverick. Peace.